What's up, GG?
The key is you're gonna have to be sneaky. You can't have your opponent knowing where you are, otherwise there's no surprise. It's surprise rockets. One of the hard parts about spawn fragging is keeping all of your timings and keeping all your pickups. Yeah, I'm gonna give up a kill. I'm gonna die here. But at least I'll respawn on the other side with a pincer and 100 ready for me. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Heartthrob GG. Got another video today about duel strategy. Today we're talking about having map control, breaking map control, spawn fragging, and spawn fragging defense. I hope you enjoy this video and learn something. If you like it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We got some more videos on the way, but let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna go into what it looks like to have map control, but also break map control. I'm gonna do a quick refresher on what it means to be having map control. They changed this map a little bit, which made it a little bit harder to control, which is good if you're on the defense, but I'm gonna use Skybreak as the example. So the typical route, what we used to see was easier, but they moved the 75 over here, but you pick up the 75, if you run over this way and you go and grab your 50, and then you can drop down real fast and you can get yourself the 100. Now you've controlled all three. You got a bit of time to kill, do whatever you want here. If you make your way back and you grab the 75 as it spawns, now you had time to kill here. It's not up yet. You could have went and tried to find your opponent and attack him. If you got the timing on this, you know, as it comes back, I can grab this one. And then if I run over here, back over to my 50, look, I'm hitting every wall. 50's up. As I grab that, there comes the 100 right in order. They all come up in the order, so I can control them all that way. So when your opponent has control like that, you're gonna find yourself spawning. Maybe they kill you on this side of the level and you're gonna spawn on this side of the level. You're gonna spawn right here, nothing's up, and you're gonna go, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I have no items to pick up. There's weapons, but there's no armor. How do I get back in this game? Meanwhile, my opponent has a huge stack. They've got 200 armor. They probably picked up the mega somewhere in there. So they're sitting on 200, and you got nothing. What do we do? How do you get out of control? This is what's called breaking control. So you have a few options here. The first thing I'm going to talk about is I call it anti-timing, which means not only am I timing the pickups, but I'm timing my opponent's pickups. So if I can just catch a glimpse of the route they're doing, or if I know I saw him pick it up, or I have an idea, or I heard it through the wall, but if I know when the red's coming up and I know my opponent is running that route, maybe I'm going to hatch a plan where I can sit right here. As I hear them pick up the 50, I know they're dropping down here. I can surprise with some rockets and try to sneak my way in and pick it up. So anti-timing is knowing what route, knowing the timing that your opponent has on something, and then challenging for a big pickup item. If I'm able to challenge, say I get a direct rocket, I know, okay, I did a decent amount of damage there. I can drop down and pick up the 100. I kind of evened out the health now, so we're at a bit more even. It's not like my opponent has 400 and I only have 100. Maybe I hit a rocket and now they're down to 250. I picked up the 100 and now I'm at a 200 stack. That's actually a lot closer than it was, and now you stand a chance to maybe scare them away from this area. Which brings me to the second kind of portion of it, is just surprising with rockets. So knowing the timing, knowing where your opponent is trying to get to and jump is very important, but then being able to sneak around and surprise them with rockets is a huge common strategy to try to break control, because you're down on health. If I can say I know my opponent is coming up around this corner, if I'm able to surprise them with a rocket, maybe a second rocket, and get out of there, I just did a lot of damage to their stack, and maybe they didn't see me coming. They didn't have a chance for return damage. But if I can somehow sneakily surprise them with rockets, I'm going to get some free damage in. But in order to do that, you yourself have got to be sneaky. If you're jumping all over the place, your opponent's going to hear every single jump, they're going to hear every single step, they're going to hear every single pickup. So you kind of got to crouch or walk or sneak around the level. The key is you're going to have to be sneaky. You can't have your opponent knowing where you are, otherwise there's no surprise. It's surprise rockets. Another very common spot, if you hear the opponent below you around here, he's likely going to take the teleporter. Maybe he might take the jump pad, but you're ready for the teleporter. You're sitting right here, you hit him with a rocket right as they come out of the teleporter, and then maybe you can bounce them up into the wall. But the thing with surprise rockets is you don't always want to overcommit. Just because you hit that first rocket, that felt great, you did 100 damage, they probably still have such a big stack that they can survive it and continue pushing forward to kill you. So you're looking to do exit damage. So if I can surprise them with a rocket and get out without taking any damage back, that's free damage. That's what you're looking for, to pick down at your opponent's stack, because they got control and you don't. Another thing that's going to happen is your opponent's going to kill you on the far side of the map. You're going to spawn somewhere over here. You can get your hands on the pincer. You pick this up. This is actually really good for breaking control as well, because it allows you to do pick shots and peek shots. So if I know where my opponent is, again, if I just leave a small area and I can hit this shot as they go by and hide into cover, if I can get that quick damage, then again, that's free damage. My opponent always has the opportunity to pick back at me, but you can use this to your advantage. If you're holding a good position, say I'm up here and my opponent is down here picking up red. If I'm able to peek out, hit that one shot, if they don't return damage on me, I actually kind of have the opportunity to poke out again. Depends where your health is at, but I can pick out again and try and hit him. If I hit him and he hits me back, and then now I'm too low, well, then I'm in the position where I can retreat and he has no opportunity to continue hitting me. But you've got to try and retreat in a safe way and get some pickups, get your health back. You often hear this called plus back pincer, but if I know my opponent's coming over here, I can hit him and fall into cover. You just get, if you can land a few pincer shots in a row, the damage really adds up fast and you can whittle down at your opponent's stack that way. The key with that is not being in a position where there are too many routes, where there's just a simple way to get out. If I'm standing in the middle of the open and I hit this guy and I have nowhere to hide to, he's going to shoot me back. He's got so much time. But if I'm, say, keeping my distance, say around this corner, I shoot him, and I'm already around the corner and I'm gone, that's what you're looking for. Also, I mentioned that they moved the 75 on this level. The reason being, when it was over here, it was very easy to pick that up, come pick up the 50, go pick up the 100. So because they moved it, the timing is just a bit longer to get all the way over into this area. So the 75 is often less contested. People are going to control the 50 and the 100 because they are this close to each other. But the 75 is over here. When we're talking about breaking control, you might often find yourself spawning on this side of the level. You've got a few things at your disposal over here. You want to pick up your rocket launcher, very important. You pick up a 75. And if you want, you can actually just kill time. Sometimes leaving this area is not going to do you that good. If I go over here, I'm going to get hit by some rails. He's got shaft. I don't have shaft. So you're going to get lit up. All you got is a rocket launcher. You got a blaster. But if I can camp out in this area long enough, I can actually pick this up multiple times. Pick it up 3 times and you got a 175 stack. That's actually quite good. This is disengaged play. I'm not trying to attack him. The reason being, I'm behind. I don't have as much health. I don't stand a chance. Why put yourself in a fight where you're not going to be able to win it? Instead, you're staying in this close quarter area where your rockets are actually going to be viable because they have to come close enough, and you're able to stack up on your armor a little bit and get in a position where I can try and make a run, a break, or get somewhere else on the level and still have a decent amount of health. But because the shaft, the pincer, the 100, the 50, they're all on that side of the level, you got the mega over here, your opponent's probably going to run around that other area, and you're forcing them to have to come into this close corridor area in order to try to get you. If you hear them come this way, you can always fall back with rockets, and now you're on this side of the map. Likely they've controlled everything, so there won't be much up, but at least you got out of that corner. And speaking of which, getting out of that corner, that leads me to spawn fragging and spawn fragging defense. So if you want to be spawn fragging people, you're going to kill them. What that means is knowing after you kill them exactly where they spawned. You kind of understand when I kill someone, which spawn is it likely that they are going to be spawning at. If you're able to, you can actually rush that down and get there before they can have any pickups, get any weapons, and just kill them right away. You got 2 kills now instead of 1, twice as good. One of the hard parts about spawn fragging is keeping all of your timings and keeping all your pickups. Because if I pick things up over here, I run over here and I saw the guy, I know this guy spawned, and now I'm attacking him right here. If it takes me too long to kill a person, then everything is gonna respawn. And then that person is gonna spawn, say the other side of the map, and then items are all going to be up. So they're going to spawn, they're going to get 75. So when you're spawn killing, for one, you need to be fast at it and kill them. But if we talk about spawn fragging defense, that's actually a good tactic, is to try to run the clock out. So if my opponent's coming at me, when you're on the defense, you're trying to delay their timings and their pickup. If they're coming and they're rushing you, there's not much else you can do other than run away and try and do as much damage as you can. But if you find yourself in a position where I'm say I'm caught between two edges. Let me give you an example. Say I'm caught and I'm over here and I'm behind this pillar right here. My opponent's over there and they want to spawn kill me so bad. I got no items except this rocket launcher. What can I do other than try to spam some long distance rockets? I can actually kind of stay back here and I can try to defense, try not to die for as long as I can and hope that the 100 is going to respawn. Because if I die over here, I'm going to spawn over by the 100. So if I live long enough on this side of the level, yeah, I'm going to give up a kill. I'm going to die here. But at least I'll respawn on the other side with a pincer and 100 ready for me. And to further that note, say I did that successfully and then I spawn and I'm over in this area. So let's take an example. Maybe you spawned right in this position and your opponent is over by yellow and you know, hey, I can run over here. I can get the pincer. I can get the 100 and I can get over here in quick enough time to get the rockets. My opponent might be meeting me right here, but I've already stacked up. I got the 100, I got the 50, I got the rockets. I can actually fight because I left him in low health. That's one scenario. Another scenario might be you spawn right here and your opponent just killed you and they are right up here. If they're right up there and they likely know you've spawned down here, they're probably going to be barreling down this area. So you might spawn and think, ooh, 100 is up and I'm close to it. But that is the obvious play. Obviously, you want that 100. So you're going to walk this direction. They're going to meet you right here and they're just going to kill you. So sometimes you have to try and do not the obvious choice. So you spawn right here. You go, oh, I can hear him. He's coming down there. I just got to exit. I got to give up that item. That item's not for me. I'm out of here. I'm going to a safer location. I'm going to try and get the 75. And one last note on spawn fragging. Sometimes you want that spawn frag so bad that you're going to be willing to give up your timings. Maybe the 100 is up and I'm chasing the guy and I chase him all the way over here and I can't kill him until I chase him all the way up here and I killed him in this corner. And he dies over here and he's likely going to spawn over by that 100. Sometimes you're going to be willing to give up a major item in order to get the kill. Sometimes you're going to choose, I actually want to keep my control on the level. If I can just keep picking up the mega, the 75, the 50, the 100, if I can keep controlling everything, then I'm always going to have a health advantage and I'm going to get that kill later, not right this second. Another great spawn defense is going to be the Weeballs. You will often find yourself hiding over here and trying to get out of this area. This commonly happens on this level. Happens on other levels as well. So this level in particular, they've left us a smoke Weeball that spawns right here, which is nice for getting out of this area. If you need to maybe throw it up there and just block off full vision over there, and now you're able to get out of that area and choose where else you want to go. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you learned something about spawn killing defense, map control, and how to break control in Diabotical. I hope this helps you in your duels. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit subscribe. I got a few more videos on the way. Hope you enjoy them and have a great week. We'll see you later.